All weekend, we've been seeing how Joe Biden has been received, whether it was the previous video of the utility workers in Louisiana turning their back to his motorcade, or it was the people in New Jersey that were heckling the president or sticking their middle finger at his motorcade. There was quite a bit of that. Or the videos that came from the college football games. There were 4 college football games where it almost seemed like the entire stadium was chanting F Joe Biden. And I think the withdrawal from Afghanistan is what really did it in. But there are many reasons, whether it's the economy, inflation, the southern border. There's a lot that's been happening with this presidency that doesn't seem to be popular among people. And it now says that less than 40%, if you look at the text right below me, this is from the Daily Wire, less than 40% of the country approves of the job that he is doing as president. And this is Economist/YouGov poll. And it says that the poll found that only 39% of Americans approved at the job that Biden is doing as president. And that was a drop in 6 points from the week before. In the same article, same study, it also went on to say that only 1 in 4 Americans, that's about 26%, think that the country is headed in the right direction. I thought this was pretty interesting too. So this is from the New York Times, also in the Daily Wire. But as I said earlier, one of the biggest disasters of the Biden presidency so far is the southern border and how he handled that. As soon as he took office, he signed a bunch of executive orders and immediately reversed 3 things that Trump did on the southern border. And that was he ended Remain in Mexico, he stopped construction of the border wall, and he reinstated catch and release. Because he did this caused a very predictable surge at the border, and we're seeing numbers like we haven't seen in over 20 years. And this was one of the major criticisms of his presidency. Well, recently the Supreme Court ruled that he had to reinstate the Remain in Mexico policy to help deter people from coming over the border. And this article is saying that some of his staffers were secretly relieved. So according to this, some Biden officials were already toying with the idea of reinstating the Remain in Mexico policy and were relieved when the Supreme Court forced them to do it. That took the burden off them from having to make that decision, and they couldn't say anything publicly about it. They all knew that it was a disaster and it was the wrong decision. And the funny thing is, in order to have a secure border, all Biden really had to do was just nothing. All he had to do was nothing. But they had to go ahead and reverse everything that Trump did without having a plan in place. Seems to be a theme, doesn't it?